everybody. Welcome back to the Mom's View. We got the whole gang here. You guys had an amazing weekend, huh?
Yeah.
Carlie, what happened this weekend?
A little small life-changing event.
I'm so happy for you.
Got engaged.
So beautiful.
Close up on this bad boy.
Punching on that rock there. I'm wearing my wedding band because Jackson was with me at VidCon, and so he wanted me to see the entire thing. He brought the ring from Utah to California. He knew we were going to be out here for 10 days, and he didn't know how he was going to propose, but he knew that I wanted it to be on camera, of course, right? Gotta show the viewers, and that I wanted my nails painted. And one of those things happened. I knew it was coming because he had asked my dad's permission, did the whole, like, ask my dad. He had asked Cooper's permission. Cooper was the first one he asked.
Oh my God,
that's so sweet.
Yeah. I don't remember anything.
You
like,
down.
in the video, you can tell, I go, this is happening right now? And he was like, yeah, and I was like, okay, like, and then I don't even remember him saying, will you marry me? I just remember being like, yes, and then we hugged, and I was just like looking at my ring, and I was like,
right?
babe.
Give me a play-by-play of what you do remember. So how does the day start off?
So, okay, we had VidCon this weekend, so
Yeah.
we had just like, it was gonna be a rush of things, but I'm like, let's take one day just to be like the family day and go to Disneyland, and so we went to Disneyland, and I had a business meeting that night. So Whitney and I do business, we do a meeting, we come running back in through Disneyland, and just running, and I like start feeling hot and itchy, and I'm like, shoot, I think I might have eaten mangoes in that sorbet, because I'm allergic.
Yeah.
And so we met up at the castle, and I was like, babe, I think I need to go get some medicine, I'm feeling sick, and he's like, well, let's just take some pictures, and then we will. I'm like, okay. So we're like getting up, I'm like, Cooper, come be in the picture, and he was like giving me this look, and I was like, oh, he's just tired of taking pictures. Well, Cooper comes in for the picture, but then you see him in the video. He like quickly backs out and just like giving me this look. And Jackson turns to me and he's like, our relationship has been a crazy fast ride, but I wouldn't change any of it for the entire world. And I was just like, yeah, that's really sentimental. Like, this castle looks beautiful, you know? And then I turn and look at the castle, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty crazy. We're here in Disneyland. And then I turn, and he's down on his knee, and there's like flashes going off. And this teenage kid behind us yells, holy shit, that guy's proposing. And I like turned around because I thought it was like Shay or Casey for some reason. Anyways, that's all I remember. And then I just remember he's getting down, and I was like, yes, is this happening? And then he hugs, and yeah. So it was pretty special. It was in Disneyland, and the diamond celebration, and my parents got to be there, and Cooper got to be there. It was really important to Jackson that Cooper was there. So it was just like a whirlwind. And then immediately after, I was like, we really got to go to the emergency room. I was like itching, and so he's like, oh yeah, your lips are swelling up. Like my face was swelling. So we like quickly hugged, did the picture thing, and then off to the hospital we went.
Oh my God.
No, I did not know that part.
Yeah. So then we were like kind of just having that moment. It was kind of special though, because it was just him and I in crowded Disneyland, but we were just like back in the medical room, and I was on like 5 Benadryl, and just like, this is the best night ever. And he's like, I will never forget this night.
I was so confused because there were pictures that you had posted of you in a wedding dress. And was he in a tuxedo?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
No,
these
you guys
ladies
would all
tell
be
me
there.
nothing.
I was like, wait, Carlie.
I'm sorry, guys.
Confused. So, yes, then when I saw the engagement, I was like, okay, I haven't missed anything.
I know, but then people were like, is this the real thing? Or, because a photographer in Idaho was putting on a wedding workshop, and she was like, will you guys stand in as our couple? And I'm like, sure, I'll pretend to get married. That's fun. And so I didn't know this, but he posted a picture of me in one of the dresses and him at sunset. On Monday, he proposed Wednesday, but he said, I finally found myself a Disney princess. He was like, I was trying to drop a hint without like telling you, babe, go get your nails painted. So it was kind of cute. But yeah, so that was just a wedding workshop that which was kind of fun because I got to pick and choose that day. Like, I would do this, I want to do this. And now I'm like, oh no, I have to really be responsible for all that.
Have you even started wedding planning?
I did buy some like magazines and like a Stino notebook, spiral notebook with like a big pen last night. I was like sitting on my bed being like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm gonna draw my new last name. And
I'm so excited for
Thanks, you guys.
Yay.
So any tips for wedding planning, please let me know.
Just remember, it's just one day.
Right.
You don't need to get all overwhelmed.
That's the last thing I want to be as bridezilla. All I care about is good food. I want really good food because everyone loves food. Really great music because I want like everyone to be dancing. Yeah. And just a pretty dress. Like I want to create more of an environment. Rather than like, I don't care about the napkins and the pictures and like the little things. I just want like a great atmosphere, you know? And I think that's about just the people that will be there.
Yeah.
and pizza.
Absolutely.
You know?
And
Pizza.
Yeah.
Hashtag pizza.
And chocolate. It has to be chocolate.
There'll be like a chocolate fountain. I'll be swimming in it. And like it's finally here.
I'll just hang out here by the chocolate fountain.
Yeah, dip my pizza in it, you know.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I've had my wedding in like 3 months, so it's totally
You did?
possible. Yeah, because I didn't want to spend so much time like stressing about it, talking about it. That was just my personal taste.
Yeah.
I wanted a party, you know, with like a pretty white dress.
That's just a small part of the rest of our lives. I want it to be great, but there's so many greater things that will be coming along with our lives.
So I know you guys had an amazing weekend at VidCon, and I had like FOMO because I wasn't there. I missed you guys.
I kept waiting for you to like show up. Angel, for the people that are watching, like my dad, maybe, who don't know what VidCon is, you want to explain it?
Well, you know, VidCon is just a really great, video convention. So it's for the creators of YouTube, those who are a part of the industry in any way, whether they be just an audience member or if they are, you know, companies that have like multi-channel networks and stuff like that. And it allows people to network and learn. So like for the fans, they get to meet the people that they've been watching all this time, as well as the creators get to meet the people that have been commenting on their videos for forever. For me, it was a really great time to meet other creators because I don't, other than you guys, I don't know many people in the YouTube space. And also just a really good time to learn more things about growing your brand, growing your channel, because they have really good panels that they offer for both the viewer and the creator, as well as the people who are more on the industry side. So it's just a really good place to learn and to network and to meet people. It's the best way to describe it.
I think you explained it better than I could have.
That was really good.
That was really good.
Yeah, that was really good.
Well, thanks. Thanks.
So we put together a little clip of what the experience is like at VidCon, which you guys can check out here.
I am pulling up to the maker booth where I am going to do some vlogging for the Mom's View. All right.
The model, she's so photographic.
She's just amazing, amazing.
That was terrible.
VidCon has ended. A lot of things have changed since then, guys. We had all the fun at VidCon.
So, Kayli, like, how was your experience? And do you think it's really important to do these kinds of things as a creator?
It was so much fun, and I think it's so important to connect with our viewers. Like, to have someone come up and be crying because they're excited, or to be crying because something that you've shared has touched them and helped them through a hard time. Like, there's nothing more important to me than that, and to actually see the person that has left comments about those things is just amazing, and I love it. And like you said, I love meeting other creators. I got to meet Colleen, who is Miranda Sings.
Oh yeah.
So that was like,
it was fun to fangirl and be like,
Braylee and I have been watching Miranda Sings for years. Like we have spent so many nights like watching videos at night, and so Braylee was just like, I have to meet her, and she was just shaking, just shaking, taking the picture, and we walked away, and she said, I still have butterflies in my belly. And another thing that I always love and we talk about a lot are the parents that bring their kids. And I understood at that moment why parents do it.
Right.
She was so excited.
I love watching like people meet on the internet and then they meet at VidCon and form these like lasting friendships and relationships. I'm like, to me that makes us a family, like a YouTube family, because it's the one place where you can go and connect with your viewers and other creators, and it all brings what you're doing, like gives it that greater purpose. Like I always walk away feeling motivated, like this does have a purpose and there are people watching the videos, and it's so, like you said, to hug people that really do watch your videos, like it just makes it more real, you know? So it was really eye-opening to me this time. I just feel like I was like, wow, this is a real thing we're doing here, people. It's really cool.
Katilette, you guys probably have like a crazy experience when you go. What is it like being mommy tard at VidCon?
Well, this was our 6th year, so we've been every year. So we've been able to watch it grow and how it's changed, and it really is so big now. It helps give us a boost of like, okay, yeah, this is why we're doing this. This is why we're here. For these people that love us and support us, like they're amazing. It's emotional, it's you know, exciting, and I love it. It's a really amazing experience for our family.
It's crazy how exhausted you can be because the energy is so high there, and then your energy is so high, and then at the end of the day, it's like,
Yeah.
it's such a crazy feeling.
So Katilette, how do you guys handle like the fans around your kids?
Well, since we've been to so many, I guess we've kind of learned things along the way. Like for our meet and greets, we usually have the kids behind a table because they don't necessarily, I'm not really worried about the people that come to the meetup. I just don't want the kids to feel uncomfortable, and I don't want to create that looseness of boundaries, I guess. You know, I still want them to understand, like, these are my kids. I want to protect them.
Did you guys fangirl over anybody there?
Yes.
Yes.
Miranda?
Yeah. And also, I feel like these people are my friends, but the Saucony Jolies.
I love them.
I love them, and we have hung out with them before, but every time I see them, I'm like, I just love them. They're so great. And Anna actually loves the moms view.
I know.
So
We love you,
much.
Anna.
That is so
Yeah,
much.
she's beautiful.
Yeah, she's beautiful. They're amazing, and their kids are even
So
cuter
cute.
in real life.
So cute.
So I try to like keep my cool around them, but I'm always a little bit like,
I felt way around them too. Or John Green walked by and I was like, oh, John Green.
Welcome to Internet Land.
Marcus was like, where are these random lines going to? Like he was looking, I was like, you gotta look for the person at the front of the line. That's where they're going to.
That was
he was
smart of him.
Because he kept saying, he was like, there's another line going nowhere. Where is this line going to?
Craziness.
I'm like, it's going to someone that you have no idea who they are.
Right.
But yes, that the people in the line know who they are.
Yeah.
He was like,
smart.
wow.
Well, I was excited to finally meet your husband there.
I know. I was afraid. No, she hadn't met him, and I was afraid he was about to scare the mess out of you. He was like, I was like, oh, Colette. And then, of course, other people are yelling Colette. He said, no, hide behind me. I'm going to get her attention. He was like, hey, Colette, hey, what's up? And I was like, oh, my God. Please don't be afraid. And luckily, she recognized him. It took you, and you were like, hey. I was like, oh, thank God. So, yeah, but he had a good time.
You guys ready for some Twitter questions?
Yeah.
Boom. Okay. Numero uno, Ballet 6390 asks, how and why did you start a YouTube channel?
Well, you know, I don't
wants to
honestly actually remember the moment that I started mine.
Yeah.
But Shay started his. We didn't have a computer. It was like, 7 years ago or 8 years ago. And Shay's like, we should get a computer, babe. I'm like, why? What would we do with it?
What's the point?
And the first time he got it and we had the internet, he stayed up all night because he found YouTube.
Yeah.
Somehow he found YouTube, and I remember waking up and being like, what were you doing all night on the computer?
Right.
Like, that is not why we got a computer.
What were you doing?
And he was like, oh my gosh, I discovered this thing called YouTube. And like, he was just showing me how he could see like anything you want to see. You type it in and it shows you videos about it, And so that's what prompted him to make a YouTube. And I think that he originally started it so he could comment. And then it became like, oh, well, I could put videos on. And then it just was like the natural progression of things. He started his channel. I was like, well, I want one too. I want to comment on your videos, so I'm going to start one.
We all know the story of the Shaytards.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how did who convinced you two to start?
Because you had a channel
You had another channel, right?
Yeah.
Carlie's
Ass.
Yes.
See, I wanted to start something about where I had did a styling thing but she was like, you're very sassy, and so we did Carlie Sass, but one word it looks like Carlie's ass. So had to
Which
take
would have
that
been a great
down.
channel too, because girl, you got a nice
Oh yeah, we got
bouquet.
some great. Well, I just saw Shay. I had been in a couple of their skits, and then it was just fun to read comments, and people were like, "Oh, she's funny, she's cute, she should do this," and so that kind of was like, "Oh, you guys can do it, I can do it."
Very cool. And then what inspired your channel? Like your love for hair and crafts?
Yes, and I love teaching.
Yeah.
And so I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And I mean, of course, Shay and Colette inspired me big time. And when we came out for Shay's 30th birthday, they had been vlogging for a year. And I was like so inspired because I got to meet so many creators, and I went home and bought a flip camera.
Yeah.
That just gave me the push I needed.
Yeah, totally. And Angel, I kind of know your story, but
yeah, I was
share it again.
I was pregnant. One of my girlfriends, Brisha, was like, when you talk about pregnancy, it's not like the way I'm used to women talking about pregnancy. She was like, people need to hear what you're saying. And I was like, okay. And so we started the Pregnant Angel, because I was pregnant at 20 weeks. And I thought I was just going to be sharing it with my friends and family, and slowly people started like people who I didn't know were watching it. I didn't know that it could be something more than just putting up
like a full-blown
video.
career.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. What was you? What was your reasoning?
You know, I was a makeup artist for a few years after graduating from UCLA. I didn't go to UCLA to become a makeup artist, obviously. And I was just like bored with like making, like with just the makeup hustle. I was just kind of over it.
Yeah.
And I wanted something new, and I had just started hearing about YouTube. And yeah, I just wanted like a space, blogging and YouTube, where I could do whatever I wanted. You know, my first video I think is a cooking video, and I was on Weight Watchers, and I was like trying to share my Weight Watchers recipes that were also like vegetarian or pescatarian, and I didn't know how to edit, so I was just talking really, really fast. And I remember I shot it so many times, and I used up all the food because I kept having to like redo it, and I was like, this is terrible. Let me just plow through, and I'd be like, you know, and by the time I actually nailed it, I had like a tiny bit of hummus left or something. And I was like, this is really hard. And I remember a couple of my friends saw it, and they were like, yeah, stick with that. You ready for another Twitter question?
Yeah.
Miss K459 asked, do you ever think about quitting the YouTubes? She didn't say the YouTube, she says YouTube.
Schmoo schmoobs.
I don't. No. I just hope to do it as long as people will watch. I do have that fear. Like, I'm getting older, and there are so many young cuties on the internet, and I worry about that. But I will do it as long as people will watch. I love it so much.
Angel?
I don't think I think about quitting. I think I'm always trying to figure out what I'm doing. It's always, that'll forever be the question on Angel's mind. What am I doing? And just trying to figure out how to integrate. This is how I'll answer it. I am realizing I can create the path to my goal, and I feel like YouTube is on that path, and I'm just trying to figure out what that looks like.
Yeah, we have our moments where it's like, what are we doing? Oh my gosh, I don't want to do this right now. You know, I definitely have moments, but you know, Shay especially, he's like, I do sometimes dream of just like not picking up my phone or my computer and just like leaving. But when he gets that way and he's like, okay, let's go on a vacation, then it becomes fun again, because he's like, we gotta film this, we gotta show people this, like this is exciting. So I think he's said, as long as it's still fun for my family, then we'll keep doing it. Because we really love looking back on where we've come and like all the content that is there for us to see. And we feel like, as long as we feel like we're making a positive difference in the world and that our family is having fun with it, then we'll keep going.
CarlieStylez?
I'm not gonna hit it and quit it.
Oh,
I'm in it for the long haul. I think YouTube has just really changed my life and Cooper's life, and I'm forever grateful. And I feel like you guys, as long as people are there watching and encouraging, it's a great place to be really who you are.
Yeah.
I feel like even though I don't consider it sometimes anything important that I'm saying, I don't realize that sometimes what I'm saying can be a blessing to someone else.
Right. Amen, sister.
So I don't want to block someone else's blessing because I'm lazy. That's something that'll definitely keep me going. Now, what about you, Lux Life?
Lux Life. What to do? I mean, I get frustrated, you know, with like the direction of my brand or whatever sometimes, but I never think about quitting. It's just too fun. I mean, like what all of you guys have said. I mean, even if just one person watches and you make them smile or you teach them about something, whether it's like how to cook a vegetarian recipe or how to, you know, wing your liner out. Like, you know, as long as one person's watching, preferably more, but I'll take whatever I can get. I do always think, like, where do I want this to go? Like, what are my goals, you know? Because I think that that's important just as a businesswoman to be like, okay, so I do see X, Y, and Z happening in the future. How am I going to make that happen? And so I always try and, you know, think of it from a creator, but also like a boss, because I want to have longevity in this and I want to set myself up for a lifelong career, because you never know, like, what's going to happen. And, you know, I think it's good to you know, create the content that makes you happy, but also, you know, think about it as an entrepreneur and, plan for the future and where you want it to go. So I'm constantly trying to think of ways to spice things up on my personal channel and my career, and so that's that. Well, team, that's all the time we have for this episode. I love hearing about what you guys have gone through in your YouTube journeys. Leave us a comment, like, share, subscribe to The Mom's You, and we'll see you next time.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.